about to kick for Miami. And if you follow Notre Dame, you know all about the Rocket. He is waiting and wondering if they'll kick it to him as he stands at the goal line. They kick it to Ismail. And he downs it in the end zone after finding the grasp. Tony Rice, the leading rusher for the Irish and the Heisman candidate at quarterback. Anthony Johnson, the fullback, and Ricky Watters, who's emerged as a big tailback in the last month. The receivers, Eilers, scored a touchdown last year against Miami. And the Rocket, Raghib Ismail. Notre Dame starts it from the 20. Last year, only 21 rushing yards for Tony Rice on 20 attempts. Quickly keeps it right away, and a first down for Notre Dame on the first play of the game. He ran right past that defensive line, a quick fake into the line, and then off he went for 11. Russell Maryland and Cortez Kennedy on that defensive front for Miami. Willis Pegues and Greg Mark join him. The middle linebacker is the Tiger, Bernard Clark. And the linebackers, he's flanked. Clark is flanked by Crum and Newbill. Will give him a gain of 12. First and 10, Notre Dame. Ricky Watters. Oh, fumble. The ball is loose and recovered by Notre Dame. He was hit by Bernard Clark.
Bernard Clark in the middle of the screen, number 57. We said just a moment ago he needs to have a big game. Not only did he defeat the block of the fullback, Anthony Johnson, then he put the stop on Watters. They said his momentum was stopped there, and that's why they didn't rule that as a fumble. But that man has to be the determining factor tonight for Miami.
Had been recovered by Derek Brown anyway, but spotted at the 34, second and 8. Out of the wishbone, the pitch to the Rocket. And a gain of 2. Pegues and Clark hit him first. That offensive line for Notre Dame last week led the way to 425 yards rushing against Penn State. It starts with the center help. The guards, Tim Ryan and Tim Grunhard. And the tackles are Brennan and Dean Brown. Brown on the right side. Derek Brown lines up next to him. Sophomore tight end from Merritt Island, Florida. Third down and 6. Lining it up in the eye. And to give to Watters. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Watters stops short.
Into third and long situations.
Play action fake. Rice, first throw, nowhere close to Ricky Watters. And the coverage out there by Bernard Clark. Good snap. And a short kick. Bouncing around, and a favorable Miami bounce. Going out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Only 21 yards on the punt. Greg Erickson comes out to direct the Miami offense. He missed 4 games this year with a broken knuckle, but is back now the last 3 weeks. Leonard Conley is the one back because they'll come out with the 3-receiver set. Dale Dawkins will be one receiver. Randall Hill and Pee Wee Smith are the other 2. They call it the spread offense here at Miami, and they start first and 10 from their 47. Dahl after Erickson. He's eliminated. And now, without crossing the line of scrimmage, Bolkar knocks it away, intended for Chudzinski. There is a flag down.
Well, that's in America, I believe, Chris Zorich. Bob Dahl gets a start at one tackle. Brian Flannery fills in for the injured Jeff Alm. Don Grimm and Ned Bolkar, those are the 2 that Miami wants to work on inside. Andre Drones and Scott Kowalkowski on the outside. And Andre Jones is going to need to have a big day rushing the passer.
Tavon McDonald will be coming in also in obvious passing situations defensively for the Irish. And Notre Dame has declined the penalty, so it's second and 10 for Miami. Lamar Thomas in as a receiver. Throwing it over to Conley. Conley inside Notre Dame territory to the 48, tackled by Devon McDonald and Don Grimm. Set up third and about 4.
Leonard Conley is an immediate threat, and he's going to run behind a pretty good offensive line. Bobby Garcia gets the start at center. Holder and Handy, the guards there, they need to play very well today. Their best offensive lineman is Mike Sullivan. He's playing with an injured ankle, though. And Rob Chudzinski, the tight end, who doesn't have a lot of ability, but always seems to get open and make plays.
It is 3rd and 4 for Miami. With pressure, the pass is caught by Dawkins. And he's run down at the 20-yard line by Smagala.
What separates quarterbacks, I think, is courage in the pocket. And Craig Erickson knows he's going to get a big rush here. He's in the middle of seeing the blitz inside by Volkar. It's picked up by number 66, Handy. He knows he's going to get hit, but he's still able to deliver the frozen rope. But pressure by Devon McDonald, number 45, Notre Dame's best pass rusher. He's running against Sullivan there, who's playing on the bad ankle. And Devon McDonald has to have a big day, putting some pressure on Erickson.
A gain of 27, 1st and 10 from the 20. Steve McGuire, a freshman running back, barrels his way to the 15. Steve McGuire now in for Leonard Conley. He's a freshman from Brooklyn, New York. Went to a prep school out of high school, Fork Union Academy, the same one that delivered Vinny Testaverde to Miami. And has already set a freshman rushing record here at this school, breaking Conley's mark.
You know, back-to-back 100-yard games, hard for one guy to tackle.
On 2nd and 5, McGuire again to the 12-yard line.
One of the differences between this Miami...
This rivalry tonight, 3rd and a long 1 for Miami. And to give to Conley, and he's tackled for a loss, and the ball is free. They're going to rule him down. No fumble. Don Grimm in on the hit, and a loss of 5. Zorich make field goal. Carlos Huerta. Tim Palau is the holder. Kick on its way. Huerta, good kicker, knocks it through, and Miami scores first. A 35-yard field goal for Carlos Huerta. And it's Miami early. Field goal for Miami, but Pat, you point out there's some significance to that.
Well, in last year's game, remember, Notre Dame never trailed. And again, playing in this environment, it's going to be very tough hearing the quarterback signals when you're behind.
Huerta boots it away. And it comes to Rodney Culver. He also can't find the handle. Now picks it up at the 15 and runs to the 26-yard line. Tackled by Darren's Farms and Hurley Brown.
Well, Charles Farms is going to have a big game. We're also going to see a freshman, Darrell Williams, at free safety some too. And anytime you play against an option team, your free safety has to make a lot of plays. And they're going to have to make some tackles in the open field.
Second possession of the game for the Irish. They picked up a first down and then punted on their opening possession. Now the inside give to Anthony Johnson with a flag down.
If Johnson comes tight, he carries the ball. If he goes wide, then it's an option play, and he has to defeat his block.
There's Anthony Johnson, powerful fullback, who goes straight ahead for the Irish. 1st and 5, and here he is, Johnson, breaking free for a tackle and coming up about a yard short of the first at the 35-yard line. Tackled again by Bernard Clark.
Well, this is going to be fun, Jim, watching Clark and Johnson go right after one another. Here's the guy. See his eyes? Look at his head. His eyes are just keyed in right on the fullback. That's all his. That time, the center can't get out because the defensive tackles did their job of keeping people away from Clark. And again, Clark makes the tackle.
2nd and 1 for Notre Dame. They put in the wishbone formation with Ismail in a tailback spot. They give to Johnson, and he picks up the first. And Notre Dame, midway first quarter, 3-0 Miami. Ricky Waters on the pitch. Hit by Crum and Martin. And a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Eilers into the tailback out of the wishbone. Now dropping back to throw. Rice looking for the rocket. And he's picked off by Roland Smith. That's his 6th of the year. Steve McGuire all the way to the 20 and a gain of 9. Sullivan with the key block.
Wait, you know, college football is very much a
Yard line. Lamar Thomas comes in as a third receiver. McGuire again. Oh, he's jarred by Pat Terrell. Knocks the helmet off, but he gets right on his feet. Steve McGuire for 13 yards.
Watch the block right in here on Grimm, the inside linebacker. If you're going to run the ball with success inside, you have to be able to control those. He gets double teamed, they block him low, they cut his feet, and then McGuire has enough strength to run through the arm tackle.
Buckle up that chin strap. 1st and 10, Miami. Now the fake, the rush, the ball's free. Kowalkowski on the hit, and the recovery by Miami.
Wow. Wow. Now we have seen some nice plays already. Kowalkowski comes from the right part of the screen, number 37. Nobody even blocked him. The guard tried to come out 66 handy, but he's too quick. He cannot do that. The guard is not quick enough to get that linebacker coming off the corner. You know, Barry Alvarez, the defensive coordinator, said about Kowalkowski this week, he says, I want him on the field all the time because I know what I'm going to get from the guy. And that's 110% all the time, every play.
Darren Handy on the recovery. And a timeout.
It is a horizontal game plan rather than a vertical. They spread you out by formation, force you to defend the entire width of the field.
All the receivers to the right side. Davis and Porman, the extra defensive backs, on 2nd and 18. Going short to Dawkins. He holds on for about an 8-yard gain.
Now, that's a key play there by the Notre Dame defense. What they want to make sure happens is once the Miami receivers catch the ball.
With the rush, Andre Jones on the sack. They had Grimm coming from the other side, but Andre Jones had the other side planted as well.
Andre Jones, number 7, is coming full speed off the corner, and Grimm's coming from the inside. And Jim, Notre Dame's defensive plan now looks like it was against USC 2 years ago out in L.A. when they blitzed Rodney Peete just about every down.
The last game of last year.
Yeah.
Last game of last year's regular season. Kalal to punt after the 18-yard loss on the sack. Ricky Waters, the deep man on the return. He will not mess with this one. Smith downs it for Miami. 35-yard line. Notre Dame will take over. A 48-yard punt. We're still in the first quarter. Hit for 12. 1st and 10, Notre Dame from its own 35. Rice again. He's stopped immediately by Cortez Kennedy.
Wow. Cortez Kennedy challenged him. They want him to be more physical the last part of the season.
3rd and 5. Here comes the Rice. The rush on Rice. And he's down, no fumble. And again, it's Cortez Kennedy with the rush.
You know, one of the secrets to Miami.
Pee Wee Smith lets it bounce around and dies at the 29-yard line. Back down to the sidelines with John Dockery.
You know, Jim.
Quarter. Here's McGuire. 5 yards. He picks up. Tackled by Brian Flannery, number 50, the strong man of that defensive line for Notre Dame. 2nd and 5. Erickson through the arms of Thomas. They run it with McGuire. He has the first down to the 42-yard line, tackled by Greg. They run it with Johnson. He lost his footing, but stays up. Should have lost yardage, but gets to the 45-yard line. Final seconds of the first quarter, 40 seconds to go. 3. Erickson sets his receivers to the left. With time, he goes over the middle. It's caught by Dawkins. Dawkins will score. 35 yards, touchdown to Dale Dawkins. And now the extra point by Huerta. 10-0 Miami.
Dale Dawkins, we saw him a moment ago throw a key block to spring Stephen Maguire. And now what he does is use that tremendous speed and size of him. He's 6'1", so he's got real good size and be able to leap for the ball. Outruns the nickelback, Greg Davis, into the end zone. But I like what you see in Dale Dawkins. He blocks and he catches a touchdown pass. Helping his team to win any way he can.
This ties the largest deficit Notre Dame has faced this year. USC was up 10 on the Irish at halftime, but Notre Dame came back to win that one.
And Notre Dame is not the type of team that really is a great come-from-behind team because they don't throw the ball particularly well. So this offensive...
Can they do it again? Ismail will run it out. He is not accustomed to being stopped inside the 20. Hurley Brown makes the tackle, and the first quarter is over. 10-0 Miami. College football on CBS continues. After this message, and a word from your return was only to the 15. First and 10. Rice for 6. The ball was loose, but they'll rule him down.
Jim, let's take another look at the touchdown, and 3 guys to
Out tonight. On second down and 5, Ricky Waters for maybe a yard. Tackled by Russell Maryland. One pass is caught for a first down by Tony Smith in as a receiver. Out of the wishbone, Rice keeps it. Oh, is he hit at the 45. Maurice Crum. Maybe we should call Crum Dr. KO. Second and 6, and Rice for no gain. Kennedy down in 6. Derek Brown for a first down and into Miami territory. Pass was a little low, but Brown was able to field it, and he's tackled by Crum.
Boy, Derek.
First time in Miami territory. On the option keep. A nice run by Tony Rice. Near another first down. Then 10. Rice tripped up by Crum, but another good pickup by Rice. Coming off his second and 2, the Irish are driving. Anthony Johnson plows his way for a first down. Notre Dame penetrates the 25 and a first down. Ismail to the corner for 9.
Boy, the thing about Ismail, Jim, and we've seen him a couple times this year, is he can make adjustments.
Is in the backfield for Notre Dame. Anthony Johnson has the football. He's still on his feet. He fumbles, and it's recovered. They're going to rule him down. Goal. Johnson again for no gain. Darren Smith comes up, as does Crum. Now on the short side of the field, Rice goes nowhere. Willis Pegues file is in there as a tailback. On third and goal, they fake and now throw, and incomplete to Ricky Waters. Roland Smith in, and Hackett is a perfect 7 for 7 on the year, and Notre Dame is on the board. It's 10-3 Miami. A pass on fourth down, Walsh to Cleveland Gary, and as he reached for the goal line, the ball came loose. No touchdown. And now tonight, another fumble near the goal. Randall Hill on the return. McGuire, Twisty, as you mentioned, 2nd and 5. Conley in motion. And here comes the blitz. Down Miami. Erickson again. Ricky Waters can return him. He's run back one this year for touchdown. Now.
I thought he made a fair catch.
It was kind of a halfway committed fair catch, and I wasn't so sure myself.
I don't think he was sure.
They got the arms about halfway up. 36-yard punt, 6-yard return. I don't know, is he not? Running that wishbone. Rice dodges one tackle for a loss and gets back near the line of scrimmage.
Feel the same way.
2nd and 9. Going long and over the head of Ismail. And by Waters. And he's near a first down in Miami territory, but maybe just short. He was hit by Newbill.
And what Richard Newbill did a nice job of not allowing him any yards after the initial hit. A lot of times the receiver will be able to squirm through, but Richard Newbill, their leading tackler, quietly he's gone on to do that this year. A lot of the other linebackers get a lot of the credit, but Newbill's had a real steady year as an outside linebacker. And it forces a 4th down, and Notre Dame will go for it.
The ball is not quite to the 41-yard line. They have to move it just past it to get the first. And on 4th and inches, Lou Holtz, he wants that timeout. Rice saw him and gets it. 5:55 left in the 2nd quarter. We'll come back with Notre Dame's 4th down play. Up out of the wishbone. On the sneak.
Wow.
The 2nd effort may have gotten it for Rice.
Boy, did
1st and 10. Rod West is split wide to the right. Ismail on the carry. Trying to dart past Russell Maryland and Bernard Clark. And he's unable to. The pitch to Waters. Newbill's out there and pushes him out of bounds. Short of the first down. Their goal attempt. So instead they're going to go for the first down. Up the gut they go with Anthony Johnson, and he's right at the mark.
Anthony Johnson's one of the best.
4 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. 10-3 Miami. Quickly now to Dawkins. Dawkins breaks the tackle of Todd Light, but DeJuan Francisco holds on. McGuire. No gain. And he is hit by a whole slew of defenders, including Zorich and Greg Davis.
Notre Dame.
The lone back on 3rd and 5. Rifles the pass to Dawkins, and a good catch and a first down.
Dawkins has been impressive.
Receivers to the right. Conley in the backfield. Across the middle. Bolcar on the interception. He gets away from Erickson. Bolcar, the co-captain, will score.
Play by Bolcar. He has knocked down 2 passes today. This one he picks off. And we said it wasn't his kind of game, but thus far it has been, because he's played very well in the passing game. He said coming into this game, we can't blink if we're going to have a chance of beating Miami.
Hendrick can tie it with the extra point. It's good, and it's 10-10. Ned Bolcar, 49 yards on the interception return. The first touchdown of his career at Notre Dame, his first pickoff of 1989.
Watch him in here, Ned Bolcar, and again, it's the eyes. He reads the play, he's watching the eyes of the quarterback, and when Erickson locks in the receiver, he steps right in front of him. The ball was behind him a little bit, and then he shows a nice little move. Goes right over Erickson. But it was the eyes of Bolcar that led him to the interception and the score.
Hendrick's kick travels through the end zone. Miami will take it out at the 20. McGuire will lose yardage. Tackled by Troy Ridgely, the backup nose. Let's go back.
That's a great defense. If you keep a team like Notre Dame that has to drive 80 yards every time, you're in a good situation, and offense is just going to have to come back and score.
5 yards to Randall Hill on 3rd and 5, deflected at the line. Don Grimm knocked it down, and Miami will have to punt. Let's go back.
Maturing as young quarterbacks, and it's a difficult situation.
Thank you. Okay, Jim, back to you.
All right, Kalal to punt. And the Waters fair catch this time at the 44-yard line. Steve Walsh able to be here today because the Cowboys played on Thanksgiving Day. And at the conclusion of tonight's CBS time, late second quarter, and Rodney Culver picks up good yardage into Miami territory and near a first. Rice is intercepted by Clark. Clark down the sidelines. Inside of the 10, but a flag is down. That's up the Hurricanes inside of the 10. Final minute of the second quarter. McGuire stops the clock as he gets out of bounds at the 5. Erickson. Incomplete. Double coverage on Dawkins. Francisco and Light.
I thought that ball early was going to get tipped by Dahl, but it didn't. Francisco is really a corner playing strong safety.
3rd and goal. They run it with McGuire. Touchdown. Point try. Azer snaps it to Kalal, and the kick is perfect.
Jim, I tell you, that takes some courage on 3rd and 5 to call that. But watch the left tackle here pull and seal the way in here for Steve McGuire. See the big line splits creating natural holes? It was Searcy, number 73, who really cleared the way for McGuire. But give Bob Bratkowski, the offensive coordinator of Miami, some credit. That takes some guts when you're a passing team, 3rd and 5 in a game like this, to call that kind of play. They had their nickel defense in. It was a nice call.
Bouncing around. Ismail runs into Bellis and is tackled at the 15-yard line. As far as kickoff return coverage, this is the best.
Is the difference.
What will they do in the final 17 seconds? Well, they run it with Anthony Johnson.
Wow.
And he loses yardage. We take you back to our New York studios. Greg Gumbel, our host of the Prudential College Football Report.
Terrible moment on a Saturday afternoon, that opportunity vanished. This hit left Chucky with 4 broken vertebrae in his neck and paralyzed for life.
I heard the lick when I turned around. He was on the ground, and I went to pick him up, you know.
Big kick, again through the end zone, and Miami will start it from the 20. Just moments ago, John Dockery talked to him to beat USC in the second half. Now trailing 17-10. First play from scrimmage, and it's Conley. Maybe 5 as he's tackled by Grimm, turned by Volcar. Again, it's a run. It's McGuire this time, and no gain.
Well, if Notre Dame is going to respond as they have all year and really come back and ultimately win this.
Screen to Conley. Cuts inside and picks up the first down.
Boy. Well, don't you love to see back?
Been broken by McGuire this year. 1st and 10, it's Conley. He's wrestled down by Bob Dahl. Miami in the first half. He's 7 against Notre Dame. Now he goes out in motion on 2nd and 8. Over the head and incomplete. Intended for Dawkins. Pass is caught by Chudzinski, the tight end. He had to get right at the 40. And I believe he'll have the first. They may measure for it.
Bottom of the screen.
Just barely.
Give Dennis Erickson some credit because he has an awful lot of confidence in his offense.
25. Erickson fumbles. Recovered by Miami. It looked like McDonald.
And that's a bad play by McDonald.
2nd and 48. So they run it with McGuire. A punishing run to the 7-yard line.
You know, you have a lot of down and distance situations in football, but you don't really have too many plays.
Randall Hill out there. First down, Miami.
That's what I would call. Guy on the line of scrimmage. He just outruns both Terrell and the corner, Smagala.
First down, Miami. Wow. McGuire in there. And he runs it to the Notre Dame 45-yard line.
After giving up that first down.
And a tier. Conley. Good move in the inside. And former starting center here. They'll need him on this play. 3rd and 1. They run behind him. And I believe they have the first. Erickson fakes to Conley. Rolling. He throws. Chudzinski. I thought he 10. Conley in motion. Across the middle to Conley. Shannon Crowell is in there. There's a receiver. They run it with Conley. First down. To the outside. And inside of the 20. A gain of 6. Andre Jones on the tackle. McGuire. Tackled by a whole wall. The pass to Hill and a first down. Conley for no. Conley again. Up the middle for 1. Erickson. Dawkins. In excess of 10 minutes, and Dale Dawkins has caught his 2nd touchdown of the night. Carlos Huerta for the extra point. Kick is good, and Notre Dame has its biggest deficit, have defeated that team ranked #1 and shattered their championship hopes. Here's the kick. It bounces through the hands of West and goes out of bounds. It touched the Notre Dame player, Rod West, and goes out of bounds near the return at one corner. Roland Smith is still out, will not return, we hear. He's replaced by Ryan McNeil. The run with Waters, and he gets to the 28-yard line. We return to the field with John. 2nd down and 5. Rice. Crum on the back. Anthony Johnson for a yard. Cortez Kennedy on the tackle. Pass to Waters. Good piece of running by Waters. And Greg Mark makes the hit, but Notre Dame.
The easy part of the position. He is mentally tough as well. Does not make a mistake a second time.
And he wanted us to pass along his best wishes to his grandfather, who's been under the weather recently. He's playing this game for you tonight. 1st and 10. And a tackle for a loss by Kennedy. A loss of 4. Culver is the fullback. Rice with a deep drop and going deep. Incomplete over the head. Now 3rd and 14. Rice runs out of there. Now throws. Almost intercepted.
Was advertised.
Pee-wee Smith is the return man. Hendricks kick. Goes into the end zone. A kick of 55 yards. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Now Miami from its 20, 1st down. They run left with Conley. Brian Flannery is there for a 4-yard drop. 1st and 5 after the offsides penalty against Notre Dame. Conley, and he gets to the 30. That's where he had to get for a new set of downs. Bolcar, Miami leading number 1 ranked Notre Dame. Erickson going long for Randall Hill. Todd Light was there. 2nd and 10. The pass to Conley will lose yardage. Zorich message and a word from your local station. We open the 4th quarter with Miami facing 3rd and 15 from its own 25. Right away they're going long for Hill, and Stan Smagala with grip. Rice will get his chance now as Kalau picks it away to Waters. Oh, he's running the wrong way, trying to get the corner, and Lou Holtz is going to go nuts over this one. He ran it to the left side and a loss of 17. And Pat, we talk so much about special teams. No one does it better than Lou Holtz coaching special teams. From the 5, 1st down. Rice fumbles. It's caught in midair and now fumbled again, and I believe Notre Dame may have gotten it. 2 fumbles on the play. Clark was the one who leveled Rice.
And he is hurt. Tony Rice took a shot in the ribs. It was unbelievable. Bernard Clark was the one who hit him right there with the helmet. The helmet knocked the ball loose. Greg Mark had it at first but couldn't hold it, even though his hands aren't taped. And then it was a bunch of offensive linemen, and I think it was the center, Mike Held, who made the recovery.
It was Held. Mike Held on the recovery. The ball is at the 7-yard line. 2nd and 8. Timeout called by Rice. Rice shakes the tackle. Gets back near the original line of scrimmage.
But Bernard Clark thought he had Tony Rice for a big loss. But Rice just shook him off. And now they're exchanging words. Take a look. Number 57, Bernard Clark, who has played marvelously as the middle linebacker. Just got a piece of Rice. Tony Rice is awfully strong. And then Russell Maryland, defensive tackle, with tremendous foot speed. And this is a team that you better get the ball off quickly or you're going to have all sorts of problems.
3rd and 8. Pass is caught, and a 1st down for the Irish. Derek Brown. Rice rifled that one right in there to his tight end.
You play a little bit of quarterback against this defense. Bernard Clark is looking you right in the eye. You have to look him off first, and then you drill the ball to your 6'7" tight end, Derek Brown. And Jim, think about all the things at stake for Tony Rice and this Notre Dame team. I mean, potentially, still potentially, if he can lead his team to a win, a Heisman Trophy. defending national championship, another potential undefeated season. A lot is on the line for Tony Rice.
It'll take a Heisman Trophy type performance to lead him back. Waters on the first down carry, and Clark again on a tackle for no gain. Have the Irish been shut down tonight? Look at their season average. They're 200 yards below it. And Bernard Clark first burst onto the scene in this country for football fans at the Orange Bowl 1988 against Oklahoma. He had to step in for George Mira, and he was the MVP of that game as Miami won the championship that night. Now on second down and 10, the reverse to the Rocket. He has the first down and out of bounds near the 30. Brown, Derek Brown with a lead block. That's 14 yards actually on that play.
For Notre Dame to win this game, they're going to have to continue to try to get the ball into Raghib Ismail's hands, because he is the kind of guy that can make this crowd stand up, or any crowd stand up and cheer. He has that kind of ability to go all the way every time he touches the ball.
First and 10. And a flag down, but Clark smothered him. Lobs it over to Anthony Johnson. Charles Farms makes contact at the 24-yard line. Able to gain on that play, about 8 yards.
One tough runner in Anthony Johnson against the... He makes a lot of yards after the first hit. So that was Charles Farms, a free safety. Got some help from McNeil, 47. The backup corner was playing a lot.
Second and long. Call it 17 to go. Just standing there all kinds of time. Now the pass. It's caught. Caught by William Pollard. A freshman with the golden hands. He's from Fort Knox, Kentucky. No wonder.
You've been waiting for him to catch a ball, haven't you?
Been waiting all year for that one.
He is 6'5", and oftentimes when you underthrow these balls to a tall receiver, he has the advantage. Bailey is only 5'10", so you like the mismatch in height. You underthrow the ball, and you let Pollard go up and get it.
So the Irish have it first down from their 34-yard line of Miami. And the pitch to Waters. And a first down. A gain of 11 on that play.
And Tony Rice just took a shot from Shane Curry, the defensive end. They got up, shook each other's hands. It's incredible. Shane Curry, he is the backup. He and Peggy share the left tackle or left end position, but he plays like he has something to prove to the coaches. Like, hey, I want to start.
First down Notre Dame from the Miami 23. Inside run with Anthony Johnson. And this offense now picking up momentum and confidence.
You know, a lot of times this is the reason why quarterbacks who run the option aren't great throwers, because they take such a beating. After the pitch, 44, Shane Curry just levels Tony Rice. And when you take that kind of physical pounding play after play, I think it's real difficult to throw the ball with touch.
Well, the Miami defender is down. And with a timeout, and there are some similarities. Notre Dame had to overcome a 2nd and 25. Now 2nd and 4. And the run all the way to the 12-yard line. And the tackle by Cortez Kennedy. Rice on the keep.
It's the same play Tony Rice opened the game with. And again, that is just a lot of determination running inside. There was not a lot of daylight. But when there's so much on the line and at stake for a guy like Tony Rice, you make plays like that in this kind of game.
He picked up the first down at the 12. 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Now on the option. Rice is run down by Willis Pegues.
And Bernard Clark is back in the game. Yeah, this is a very, very important drive, and what Notre Dame has is 4 downs each time to get the ball or get a first down. They have a chance of getting one more first down before the touchdown. Down by 14, they have to think of 2 touchdowns and 1 2-point play.
2nd and 7. Rice for only a yard as Pegues again piled on him.
And Willis Pegues just looks like a football player. You know, he's the kind of guy you want the first guy to walk off the bus when you arrive at the stadium. 6'4", 250 pounds, looks like an athlete, plays like one. Bernard Clark is in there giving some help. Darren Smith, 45. Again, 4 jerseys around the ball carrier.
From the 8-yard line, 3rd and 5. On the option, no gain. Rice was hit.
Bernard Clark really disrupted this entire rhythm. Lou Holtz is going to have to go for it, but watch him. Watch as he charges inside and forces everybody back. Just knocks Grunhard, the fullback, back, and Rice had to run around that bubble, and that allowed 2 defenders to make the play.
Greg Mark made the tackle, and Notre Dame will go for it with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left. 4th and 5 from the 8-yard line. Pass is incomplete. It's ruled incomplete. Intended for Ismail. He was hit by Ryan McNeil, who has stepped in tonight.
And I don't think even had he caught it, he would have had the first down. I think he was short of the marker by a yard or 2, and it looked like the tight end, Derek Brown, down the middle, Jim, was open for a score.
The Canes have it from their 8. First down, Steve McGuire. And a gain of 2. Now you start talking about national championship implications here tonight. Colorado and Notre Dame will play here January 1st in the Orange Bowl. Miami will travel to the Sugar. Miami must now be looking at that clock and knowing that 6 minutes, 35 seconds from now, they could, if they could hold on, greatly improve their chances, but they'll still need help. 2nd and 8, and Volcar hits him at the line.
You know, but Jim, I think what's happening tonight reinforces the need for a national championship playoff. I really honestly believe that's what we need to have in college football. Teams like Miami and Alabama aren't going to have a shot to play Colorado, and they should have that opportunity. And I think all the reasons that have been argued for years not to have a playoff can be rebutted successfully.
Third and 7, inside of 6 minutes left.
Oh, boy.
Conley, first down Miami.
Well, at least General Custer didn't have to look at the films, Jim. And I want to tell you, this offensive line for Miami has done a real nice job of being able to finesse block on pass plays and then play physically on the run game.
30 yards on the run by Conley. And there he is again. Bolkar this time drops him for a yard loss. 5:05 left in the contest. The Irish with 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, you know, this is a series, Jim, you hate to see ending. I think next year's the last game in the series. It's been a very competitive one, and one that's been fun to watch.
Second and 11. Again, it's Conley. Flannery on the tackle, and we go to John Dockery.
Jim Nantz, they're working on Bernard Clark along the sidelines. What a night he's had. The long interception. Well, he's dehydrated. He's suffering from cramps. He was taking oxygen earlier, but I don't think he cares. With the score 24-10, his team on top with a little over 4 minutes left. Back to you guys.
He is going to be in the whirlpool tomorrow, Doc, I guarantee you.
Well, the Irish have to stop Miami here. 3rd and 3 with 4 minutes left. And Miami calls a timeout. They're left with it.
The audible by Erickson.
Randall Hill. And a first down for the Hurricanes.
And did Craig Erickson make that look easy? Saw the big cushion that was given to Randall Hill, and they just called the audible an easy throw for a first. Barry Alvarez, guy who's done a remarkable job at Notre Dame, being talked to by several coaches across colleges across America for a head coaching job.
First down, Miami. Throwing again to Dawkins. And on the slant, they get to the 25-yard line, a gain of 16.
Remember we said Craig Erickson just sees things at the line of scrimmage. He gets up there, and again, if no one comes over Dale Dawkins, if no one lines on his head, he just throws him the ball. That's the 3rd time that's happened tonight.
He has stepped in for Wesley Carroll, the leading receiver on this team, out with a separated shoulder. Did not play tonight. And Dawkins moved over from his starting split-end spot to the H-back, and he's 7 receptions, 123 yards on the night, and 2 scores. On the first down play, McGuire straight ahead to the 15-yard line.
You know, we've talked a lot about these Miami players, but Dennis Erickson, their head coach, answered a lot of questions tonight. People were wondering about him stepping up in class, coming from Washington State to a program like Miami. And I think he's answered a lot of those questions tonight.
His father was a high school football coach for the rival high school in Everett, Washington. He says, I know all about being in a tough rivalry. 2nd and 1. And Conley will not get the first down. Tackled by Devon McDonald. And the Irish still with the 2 timeouts left. The rushing totals on the night, let's compare them to the season. Well, they did not average 415 yards this season.
It was 300.
That's total yards, I see.
Yep.
And they had 425 yards last week rushing against Penn State.
A pretty good Penn State defense.
3rd and 1.
Wow.
Did not get it.
Eric Simeon, number 85, was in on the tackle, along with Don Grimm.
So McGuire unable to pick up the first.
They should attempt a field goal here. Yeah, they're going to send Huerta out.
You know, the field goal, Pat, would make it 17 yards. Yes. Pick bouncing around, picked up by Ismail. Hit right away at the 18-yard line.
Tough place for the Irish, the Orange Bowl.
And you total it up, and the scores add up to 166-32 in this decade here at the Orange Bowl. Now a new quarterback. It's Rick Meyer, a freshman. And he is not down. Doing a good job of getting away, and finally tackled by Pegues.
Well, Rick Meyer will be the quarterback next year for Notre Dame, a much different type of quarterback than Tony Rice.
Speaking of Rice, Pat, many said he would have to go through this season unbeaten to win the Heisman. What do you think now after tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I think the fact that Notre Dame loses tonight, Tony Rice will not win the Heisman, and I think the kind of day that Andre Ware had today, I think may well have won it for Andre Ware of Houston.
On second down, Meyer is pulled down by Jimmy Jones. And the Goodyear blimp above is cruising along and looking down at the final minute of action. And the largest crowd ever at the Orange Bowl. The celebration is already underway. Incomplete. It will be fourth down. Hats off to Lou Holtz and this remarkable win streak the Irish have put together. That will end tonight. Along the way, they beat 7 top 10 teams. The longest win streak in Notre Dame history. And this hot and intense rivalry has been handled tonight with dignity. No skirmishes on the field. Fourth down for the Irish. And a handoff. And it's only appropriate that Bernard Clark would be there to finish it off. Done it. The longest win streak in Notre Dame history is over. As we go to John Dockery.
Coach, a monster win for you. Can you describe it?
Can't describe it. Greatest win of my life. And I tell you, this football team's amazing. We lost our 2 starting quarters in the first quarter, and they came and played. And it was just a great win. I'm just proud of them.
Awesome defense for you.
Awesome defense. People have counted us out all year, but we're pretty good.
You're certainly in the national championship picture, but you need some help.
Yeah, we need help, but I don't care about that. We won this game. That's all I care
about. What about Bernard Clark?
Huh?
What about Bernard Clark?
Bernard played outstanding. What can you say?
Congratulations, Coach. Back to you, Jim Nantz.
Thank you, Doc. Celebration going on. And Pat, what about Miami to win a national championship? What must happen now?
Well, they need to beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, and Notre Dame's going to have to beat Colorado in the Orange, and then USC would have to beat Michigan in the Rose. Those 3 things happen, Miami may well be the national champion. What a game by that man. Bernard Clark, 14 tackles on the day, made the first tackle of the game and the last one.
Well, Miami has won 2 national championships in this decade, and after tonight, they are in the hunt. They remain in the hunt. They'll need help for a 3rd. (27-10). Miami was the final. They shut out the Irish in the second half. We go to Greg Gumbel in New York.